Governor Ron DeSantis is here. We're going to ask the governor if he will come now and turn remarks.
Thank you for doing this. I want to just say to the councilwoman, I got you. Don't worry about it. We've already been looking to identify funds to be able to help, one, make sure there's adequate security for Edward Waters College. We are not going to allow these institutions to be targeted by people.
Okay, listen, y'all. Let me tell you, we finna put parties aside, cause it ain't about parties today. A bullet don't know a party.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for Yellow Hammer Now, and it's time to talk about more Alabama politicians trying to get attention. Whether it's Senator Doug Jones, the former senator from Mountain Brook, the Democrat that beat Roy Moore, and now is trying to basically get back on television and say, I'm important, remember me? I say y'all. I'm from Alabama, y'all. Help me out, y'all. Put me on TV, y'all. But he fails. And you'll see him on multiple cable news channels because he can't get a job on any of them. That's how those exclusive deals work. So he's desperate. So he's lashing out, and he's trying to get there. Can't be attorney general, can't be part of the Biden administration, can't get a TV deal, can't get any of that stuff. So his desperation is pretty palpable. What am I talking about? Well, you may remember the Jacksonville shooting from this weekend where a racist pig killed 3 African Americans because they were black. He tried to go to an HBCU and kill people there. Luckily, he was turned away by security, showing that security works, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Let's talk a little bit about what these guys are trying to tell us, and maybe more accurately, what these guys are trying to sell us here today, and it's a bunch of crap. Let's just put it bluntly. And to show you what I'm talking about, let's talk about Doug Jones's tweet from yesterday. He writes this. This piece is out on 8/22, and as if to prove the point, racist murders happened in Jacksonville, Florida 4 days later. Y'all have heard me talk about the connection of racist rhetoric and racist violence. We've seen it before, and now we're seeing more of it. Now, this would be interesting if there was any evidence this guy killed people in Jacksonville, Florida because Donald Trump was angry about the prosecutor in Atlanta. It doesn't make any sense. It's just this thing happened and my political opponents are now responsible for it. It makes absolutely no sense. And Doug Jones doesn't care. He's just trying to get engagement and attention. It's working. Congratulations. He got what he wanted. He doesn't have to prove it. Never do. Just say it. Leave it. Let it be. Donald Trump has criticized every single prosecutor, white, black, or otherwise, male, female, or otherwise, as if there is others. He has made it clear he's going to criticize everyone, Democrats, Republicans, of any gender, of any race. But for some reason, every time it's a black person, it's racist. And now, if you criticize someone, 6 days ago, you're responsible for a murder that happened yesterday. Makes absolutely no sense. Just none. And Doug Jones is so vapid and unimportant, nobody will call him on it on his own side. They'll just let him be. It's just pathetic and dumb. Speaking of pathetic and dumb, we have Tabitha Eisner. She is the number 2 Alabama Democrat, and she is, as usual, just as desperate as Doug Jones for attention, so let's give it to her. Yesterday, 5 black family homes in Montgomery were vandalized with racial slurs, and 3 were murdered in Florida for being black. These aren't isolated incidents. GOP politicians have normalized racism, and the consequences are deadly. Speak up. Make racism appalling again, as if racism is not appalling already, and as if GOP politicians are somehow responsible for this. So I asked Tabitha Eisner, I thought it was a pretty sane question here. Can you name those politicians and what they said? Like, just tell us who they are and what they said and what they did. And then Tabitha Eisner, of course, came through with a long list of responses of people who said racist, terrible, awful things as Republican politicians and sent people to murder others. Or she said, do your own research and follow that up with, you know who deserves my time right now? Black people who are being terrorized. Not you and your willful ignorance. So the white savior complex is strong in this one, and it's nice to see. She is giving all of her time to black people who are being terrorized by sending tweets of comments she can't back up at 11:30 at night. Okay, that's one way to give all your time to the black community that's being terrorized right now. You're doing a lot. How condescending is this? Just how incredibly condescending is this? And it's kind of pathetic too, but it's also very condescending. But this is very on brand for Tabitha Eisner. She can't back up what she says. And when you ask her, she says, well, I don't have the time to show you these obvious things. There's so much racism that I won't give you any examples. Just very pathetic stuff. But just to show you that this is not just Alabama politicians and figures who want to be in the media, how about Ana Navarro? She is disgusting. She's gross, and so are her commentaries. Here she is commenting on a funeral service, a memorial service. Just watched Ron DeSantis. God, these people are incredibly unclever. Offer condolences post-Jacksonville racial shootings. He said something about protecting HBCUs, that monster. Well, he should start by not attacking AP Black History Studies and not creating an environment where books by black authors about black history are banned. And none of that is true, not a single word of it, and she doesn't care. All she cares about is she going to be able to talk about this on TV? You'll notice there's a theme here. This is all these people care about, is whether or not they're going to get attention for the ridiculous things they're saying here. He said something about protecting HBCUs. Yes, because HBCUs were targeted here. Does she not know that? He also said he can start by not attacking AP Black History Studies, which never happened. That's a lie. One of the more famous lies that have been told about Ron DeSantis. And no books have been banned by black authors about black history. Some have been taken out of curriculum because it's inappropriate for children. But that's not a ban. But these people don't understand that. Or it's just part of a lie. More likely it's just part of a lie. They know what they're doing. And they have no problem doing it. That's my problem here. These people don't believe the things they're saying. They're standing on piles of dead bodies. And when they're not lying about guns, they're lying about other politicians they don't like. Other media figures they don't like. And they have no problem telling those lies to the American people because they think it helps them. It's sad because it might. It might. Maybe somebody does believe that Ron DeSantis thinks that slavery was beneficial to black people, which he never said or implied, nor does the class say so. Maybe they believe that Republican politicians are out there just saying all sorts of racist things, and a guy in Jacksonville, Florida was like, I will go kill some black people because of Donald Trump's attack on a prosecutor in Georgia. No evidence of that, but yeah, sure, why not? Just say it. You don't have to back it up because nobody will question it. They'll just allow you to say it. They'll act as if there's some validity to it. What is the rhetoric that Republican politicians are putting out there that's causing this? For example, you should just say it. The one way you could expose people is by highlighting their words, like I just did. I highlighted words said by Alabama politicians and media figures, and then I said, here's why they're wrong. It's not that complex. It's what we should all be doing, but for some reason, it's easier just to say, they're racist. How are they racist? Oh, you know they are, and I'm not going to tell you how. And we're supposed to take you seriously. No thanks. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to treat you like the clowns that you are. Doug Jones, you will never get a TV deal. You're not interesting. You're not smart. You're not good on television. Tabitha Eisner, you will continue to be the number 2 of the Alabama Democratic Party, and you're the number 2 in multiple ways. And Ana Navarro, you are the perfect embodiment of a Republican who hates other Republicans. In fact, you're the perfect embodiment of 2 Republicans that hate other Republicans. But you will continue to get those opportunities to spread that vile hatred and nonsense everywhere you go because, well, you're good at that. That's really all you're good at. But telling the truth, none of these people are good at that. None of them can back up what they say. None of them can make an actual connection. And if the connection was so obvious, they'd actually do that. Instead, it's all about innuendo and smearing people, and they think that's helping.